Good morning, everyone. It's a little crisp this morning, so I thought that we would do a nice wall squat to get us warmed up. And just also wanted to wish Gail an extra special happy birthday for a special birthday. All right, okay, let's get started. So we will be using the chair for stretching and a few of the exercises today, but just be aware of if you do have injuries, sore back, sore shoulders, some of the exercises may not be suitable for you, so please follow those easier variations. But if you want a challenge, the chair is a fun option. All right, so we'll start off with a standing spine roll and then go on to a wall squat. Make sure that you're not going to slip on your floor. So I've moved my mat away because that's been a problem. Standing spine roll. So tripod with the feet, make sure that you be lining. So deep breath in, grow taller. Breathing out, chin to chest, peel your spine off that imaginary wall. Notice how far down you're reaching. Reline, breathing out, use the abdominals to support your spine, uncurl to the upright. And again, deep breath in, grow taller. Breathing out, chin to chest and roll it down. Crown of the head down towards the floor. Draw shoulder blades into pocket. Use those abdominals from halfway up. Tuck with the pelvis. Squeeze the core to the upright. And one more. Breathe in. Grow taller. Breathing out. Chin to chest and roll it down. Notice how far you are reaching. Use your abdominals to support the spine. Uncurl to the upright. And now you can hold on to hand weights. Now, if you don't want to do the squat against the wall, if you do have sore knees and it's bothering your knees, then you can do your sit to stand off your chair. I'm just first of all going to show you sideways. The important thing is I'm wanting a flat back, so be aware of that position of the pelvis, so not sitting down like that. Make sure that your feet are hip distance apart, tummy is tight, flat back, slowly sit down, get your weight over your heels, squeeze the buttocks, push up through your heels to bring yourself straight up. So flat back, don't try and sit up while you're upright like that, okay? Get your pelvis in the right position. And then the other thing that you are doing is making sure that your kneecaps are in line with your big toes. So as you come up or as you go down, make sure those knees are not having that inwards roll. Keep them aligned as you do your sit to stand. So that's your easier option if your squats against the wall. You don't want to do that. Okay, so you can try and do as many as possible in a minute or just take your time. Otherwise, squats against the wall, holding onto hand weights. Find your patch of wall. Make sure that your feet are hip distance apart and that you're not going to be slipping. And just test yourself first. You want your knee to be more or less above your ankle. You want to go as deep into that squat. You're trying to aim for your hip to be at the level of your knee. But if that's hurting you through the knees, come up a little bit higher. And so we aim to hold for 1 minute, but if that's starting to get too much, come out of it, join it again when you're ready. All right, let's find that second hand. Hold on to your hand weights. Take it down and hold it there. Now, elbow and wrist against the wall and push up towards the ceiling. Bring it back down. Push up towards the ceiling. So you're maintaining a pelvic tilt. So your back is more or less flat on the wall. Make sure that your tailbone is resting on the wall. Squeezing in from the inner thighs and squeezing your core. And now we'll do biceps. Elbows are out at shoulder level. Press your shoulder blades into the wall, bending and straightening. Nice and strong through your center. Keep those shoulder blades pressed into the wall. Create some self-resistance, pushing in those opposite directions to which your arms are moving. Check that. Okay, we've got a bit of time for some arm openings. Gently pinch between your shoulder blades, hands are up at shoulder level. That takes you to 1 minute. 1 minute flies when you're having fun with the arms. Short rest. Make sure your feet are nice and straight. Getting ready, take it down and hold it there. And we're going to push up to the ceiling and down. Your palms are facing inwards, still squeezing in from those inner thighs. So breathe out to push those arms up towards the ceiling. Now take the arms back to here. You're going to rotate up and rotate back down. So your elbow, shoulder and wrist all at the same height. Rotate up, rotate down. Squeeze in from those inner thighs. Squeeze your core. Check that second hand. Time for a few arm openings. Hopefully the heat is rising in those thighs. And come up and out of that. All right. So feel free to snap on those wall squats. As you can see, it makes you nice and warm. And we're going to stretch using the chair. Feel free to stretch on the floor if you prefer it. Hamstring stretch first. Just keeping your hips square on towards that chair. So make sure you're not tilting through the hips. Pop the leg up, a soft knee, and your foot is nice and upright. Make sure it's not flopping out. And hinging forwards with a straight back. So you're not aiming for this. A straight back as you lean into it. Squeeze, and as you notice, squeeze the core or you will lose your balance. So hinging over. Nice deep breaths. Get the breath to the base of the lungs. Hinging over. So feel that stretch into your hamstring. Flex the foot strongly so it comes into your calf as well. Squeeze your core as you come up. Changing sides. Just check those hips are square on. So push backwards with that left hip to keep those hips square on. So not allowing yourself to twist. And straight back, hinging forwards. Pushing that hip back behind you. Keep your chin tucked in, looking down towards your knee, and flex your foot strongly. Squeeze the core to come up. We'll stretch through the inner thigh. Keep your hips facing forwards. Pop the leg up onto that chair. And so you want to feel it through your waist and in through your inner thigh. So reaching towards that leg, slide your other hand down between the shoulder blades, tip the elbow, reaching towards your toes. And keep working those hips to face forwards. Nice deep breaths. Now, as you come up, squeeze your core to bring yourself up and just changing it over to the other side. So hips facing nice and forward. Pop the leg up. Reaching towards that leg, tip of the elbow reaching towards your toes. Keep working those hips to face forwards so that you do get that stretch into your inner thigh. Breathe through your stretch. Relax a little further into that stretch on your breath out. As you come up, make sure that you squeeze the core and bring yourself slowly up. We will do the thigh stretch. So just I'll show you sideways. Lift the leg up forwards, hold on to your ankle. Make sure that you are tucking with your pelvis. Lock your pelvis into position and pull the knee back and behind your torso. So work strongly with those abdominals to maintain your pelvic tilt. And standing up as straight as possible. Keep working that knee back and behind and drop the knee down and towards the other one. So aim to get that really firm stretch into your thigh. And changing sides. So heel to the buttock, tucking with the pelvis, lock your pelvis, don't overarch into your lower back, and draw that knee back and behind your body. Keep standing as upright as possible. Breathe through that stretch, consciously relax your thigh muscle. And easing out of that. We'll do a calf stretch. You can go against the wall. I'll just do it against the chair for the moment. But you do want a nice stable chair if you are doing that. Make sure your front foot is close to the wall or chair. Your back foot is straight, or try turning your toes slightly inwards. You want a straight line from the crown of the head down towards your back heel. So no standing upright and overarching through the back. Lean into it. Nice steep breaths. Keep pressing that back heel down flat, and your shoulder blades are in pocket. Your hips are square on towards your chair. And changing sides. Try turning the toes slightly inwards, or at least have that back foot straight. Bend through the front knee and press your back heel down flat. Get the breath to the base of the lungs. Easing out of that, take a seat on your chair to do the last leg stretch, which is your buttock stretch. So sitting more on the edge of your chair, place your foot on your knee. Now for some of you, this may be enough. Just press that knee outwards. Don't lean across. Make sure you're sitting firmly on both buttocks, and you can pull upwards with that hand and push down with that to try and get that rotation at your hip. If you want a firmer stretch, you can get that foot in a little closer and reach down towards the floor within your limits of discomfort, stretching through that left buttock as we reach down. Always consciously relax the stretch muscle. Breathe through your stretch. Squeeze your core to come up and out of that. Changing sides. Foot on the knee. So you can just push that knee out, and that may be enough. Otherwise, get the foot in closer and leaning forwards. Stretching through into that right buttock. Squeeze the core to come up and out of that. We'll just do a couple of shoulder stretches using the chair. So this next movement is imitating taking the arms back behind your head. So for those tight shoulders. So make sure that your ankle is in underneath your hip. Your back is nice and straight. Your hands are shoulder distance apart. And knees are soft. And sink your chest down towards the floor. Let your head dangle down, straighten your elbows. And make sure that you're symmetrically straight down towards the floor. You're not leaning to one side. Try and straighten your elbows, sink yourself down, feel that stretch through your shoulders, just within your limits of discomfort. As you come up, make sure that you're squeezing your core to come up and out of that. And now this next movement is imitating this. Now some of us are tight and can only manage to go there, but so just work within your limits. It is a strong stretch through the front of the shoulder. So hands are behind you. Keep your elbows soft. Don't hyperextend on those elbows. Now for some of you this might be enough. Simply pinch your shoulder blades together. You can stand upright. If you are flexible, take one foot forwards like a lunge and going down within your limits of discomfort. Pinch your shoulder blades. Keep your torso upright. Keep those elbows soft. So no hyperextending the elbows. Nice deep breaths. Feel like stretch through the front of your shoulder, through the front of the chest as well. Carefully up and out of that. And we will just swap the legs with that. So soft elbows and pinch your shoulder blades. And easing out of that. Give those shoulders a circle out. All right. So, seeing as we are still going to be using the chair, we'll do the hover first up. So you can do the hover on the chair or on the floor. Just work my mesh here. I'm getting organized. Getting organized. All right. So if you're doing your normal hover, you'll be on the floor. And you can stay on your knees if you need to. Always start on your knees. Sorry, I need to bring this in a little closer. Okay, and if you'd like to do it on your chair, then do so. So we'll do 2 1-minute hovers because the hover is a little more challenging on your chair. You can have a flat foot or you can be on your toes. So have those wrists directly in underneath your shoulders and lift it up and hold it there. So I'm timing already. So keep those hips up at shoulder height, whichever one you're doing. And whichever one you're doing, you're concentrating on your pelvic tilt, tucking under with the pelvis. If you are on your hands, be strong through those wrists, so make sure that your fingers are spread out wide. Also press your fingers into the floor. Keep your elbows soft. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. Neck in line with the rest of the spine. Looking down between your hands. No swaying into your lower back. If you'd like a challenge, shake a leg for the last 15 seconds. Release yourself down gently and give those wrists a shake. So now if one of those is enough for your wrists, then feel free to do your next one on the floor. So your back choice. So short rest, getting ready, and back into that hover position once more. So hips are up at shoulder height, lift it, hold it. So maintain your tuck under with the tailbone. Neck is in line with the rest of the spine. Remember with those fingers, spread them wide and press your fingertips, press those fingers into the floor. It will help take some pressure off your wrists. Now on your breath out, you're breathing in for 4. On your breath out for 6, squeeze the core as well as engaging through the pelvic floor. Keep that breathing deep and slow. Shake a leg for your last 15 seconds. Keep maintaining your pelvic tilt. Release it gently. And those wrists need a good shake out. And into rest position. Well done. All right. So you've got a side hover. So you can do your side hover using your chair or on the floor. So I'll just, your options here. You can be on your elbow. Make sure you're in a straight line from shoulder to your knee. So tuck with the pelvis. Or you can be on your feet. Okay. Or otherwise, you can be up in your hand with the feet up on the chair. And 30 seconds will do it. All right, so depending on how those wrists are feeling, so just don't strain through the wrist. If that's been enough for you on the front, then go into your easier position. With that watch strategically placed. Getting ready, lift it and hold it. Push your hips up to the ceiling. So there should be your shoulders vertically stacked and hips vertically stacked. Nice steep breaths. Maintain a tuck under with the tailbone. Shoulder blades are in pocket. Soft elbow on that supporting arm. Press your fingertips into the floor. You're nearly there. Release it with control. And over onto the other side. Okay. Get the watch placed. Getting ready. One leg up. And the other leg up. Lift it and hold it. Keep your hips lifted so you've got a straight line with your body. Tuck under with the pelvis. Shoulder blades are in pocket. No hunching with those shoulders. Keep your hips lifted. Now concentrate on your breathing. Breathe in for 4. Slow breath out for 6. Breathe all the air out. Squeezing the core as well as engaging through the pelvic floor. Keep those hips lifted. You're nearly there. Release it with control, and that wrist needs a good shake out. Well done. Well, I've warmed up. I hope you've warmed up. It was rather chilly, a chilly start to the morning. Just briefly relaxing into rest position. Make sure your knees are wide, straighten your elbows, sink your chest down low. Easing out of that. And while we're still using the chair, we might as well do our bridging, peeling the spine off the floor with the feet up on your chair. So make sure that you bring the buttocks in close so that your knee is over your hip, knees together, feet flexed. Or you can have your feet down flat if you want to, or you can flex them, your choice. But squeeze your knees. Remember, you can have those feet on the floor in the normal bridging position. So if your back is sore, or you're finding this one too much, then drop back to that easier one. Even if you do a few on the chair, then drop back. You'll find your hamstrings work a lot more strongly. It is stretching your neck more as well, so just be careful if you do have a sore neck. So palms are facing up, shoulder blades are pressed into the floor, pelvic tilt, engaging tummy and pelvic floor, squeeze the buttocks tight, push your hips up, get that nice straight line from your shoulder to your knee, tuck in with the pelvis, roll your spine down one vertebra at a time, and the last thing you do is release through your pelvic tilt. So tuck with the pelvis, imprint your back, and peel your spine up off the floor. Squeeze the buttocks tight, Push your hips up that extra centimetre. Squeeze your inner thighs. Roll your spine down. One vertebra at a time. Make sure your shoulders are nice and open. Your chin is tucked in. Peeling your spine off the floor. Push your hips up high. Tucking, tucking, tucking. Get as much movement through the vertebra as you can. So pelvic tilt. Peel your spine off the floor. Push your hips up towards the ceiling, squeezing the buttocks and rolling. Keep that tuck of the pelvis. Roll your spine down. If you're cramping in your hamstrings, squeeze your inner thighs more and squeeze your buttocks more. So pelvic tilt, peeling the spine off. Push your hips up high, tuck your chin in, shoulders nice and flat, and roll your spine down. Pelvic tilt, engaging tummy and pelvic floor, flatten your lower back, squeeze the buttocks, peeling off, push your hips up high, squeeze those inner thighs, roll your spine down. Last thing you'll do is release through that pelvic tilt. Tuck with the pelvis, peeling your spine off, push your hips up high, squeeze those buttocks tight, tucking with the pelvis, roll it down, keep that pelvic tilt, keep the tilt. It's the last thing that you release. Well done. Sandra, I can see you still going. Trisha, you still going. Push those hips up high. Tucking, 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 rolling it back down. Pelvic tilt, pushing your hips up, squeeze the buttocks, roll your spine down. Next thing you'll do is release that tuck, and you've got one more. Lift it up, and you're going to pulse it. Lower by 5 centimeters, and last breath out to push back up towards the ceiling. Push those hips back up. One more. Roll your spine down. Hug your knees into the chest. Just rock your knees in. Squeeze your knees to your chest. And we'll do a hamstring stretch just to relieve those hamstrings. It does work them strongly. So flex your foot back, interlink your fingers, pull your thigh towards your chest. And changing legs. So just give that hamstring a good stretch out. So you know what to do. If you feel those hamstrings tomorrow or the next day, give them a good stretch out. All right. Now, we're going to work the abdominals. And it is much more challenging if you've had your feet on the chair. So you can either just do your rollbacks, you can use your band, you can just go halfway back, otherwise join me for a few on the chair. Now you can always choose to have a lower chair, that will make it easier. So you're going to squeeze your inner thighs. I'm still going to be on the screen, yes I think so. I'm not as tall as I thought. Last breath out and peel your spine. You reach towards your toes, sink into the hips, curve into your back, roll it down, one vertebra at a time. Last breath out and peel. Reach for your toes, sink into the hips, tucking, tucking, tucking to roll it down. Squeeze ribs to hips, reach for your toes, sink into the hips. Okay, are you giving this one a try on your birthday or you're eating birthday cake? Last breath out. Deep breath in as you reach it forwards, sink into the hips, tucking with the pelvis. A little bit faster. Last breath out and reach. Where's my chair scooting off to? And roll it back down. Last breath out. Reach for your toes, sink into the hips, tucking. Squeezing ribs to hips, reach for your toes, roll it back down. Squeeze your inner thighs. Last breath out, reach for your toes, roll it back down. Squeezing ribs to hips, reaching for your feet, roll it down. Squeezing ribs to hips, reach for your toes, look towards the abdominals as you roll down. Make sure you tuck the chin and look towards the abs. Last breath out, reaching for the toes, tuck with the pelvis to roll down. Squeezing ribs to hips, reach for the toes, roll it down, get ready for your grand finale. Coming up, lift your feet up off that chair and hold it. As narrow of ear as you can, squeeze your core, keep holding, squeeze those inner thighs, you can do it, and relax out of that. Well done. Is it time to get rid of the chair? It might be. Okay. It's amazing how much fun you can have with such an unsophisticated piece of equipment. All right. We will do crisscross, further working those. Actually, we'll do side to side, just a little bit of an easier one and a calming one for the lower back. So arms around shoulder level, feet together, knees together. Push through with your hips. Try and keep your shoulders down. Try and get your knees as flat as possible. Tuck with the pelvis to lift smoothly to the other side. Keep your shoulders nice and flat. Squeezing core and inner thighs to lift. Breathing out to lower. And a deep breath in as you lift. Push through with your hips, shoulders flat. Try and get those knees down. Back up to the center. If you want to work a little bit harder, knees in line with the belly button, feet a little higher than the knees. Take the legs halfway or as low to the floor as you comfortably can, but that opposite shoulder remains flat. Turning to look towards the fingers of that opposite hand, keeping that shoulder nice and flat on the floor. Squeezing core and inner thighs to lift. Breathing out as you lower, and a deep breath in as you lift. Keeping those shoulders flat, you've got one more. Back up to the center, relax your feet to the floor. Now you'll stretch, so you can have your knees vertically stacked, get them nice and close in towards your armpit, just holding that stretch for your firmest stretch. Right leg out straight in a straight line with the rest of the body. Left leg up and over, foot on the floor. Get the knee close in towards the armpit and relax that knee down within your limits of discomfort. Breathe through your stretch. Make sure that you are beelining so that your lower back does stay supported throughout. Squeeze your core, use the abdominals. Carefully and slowly up and across to the other side. So leg up and over, foot to the floor, and relax that knee down within your limits of discomfort. Not trying to keep your shoulder as flat on the floor as possible. Squeeze the core, use the abdominals carefully and slowly up. And just give those knees a rock into your chest. Squeeze them in and give the knees a circle. Reverse your circle. Okay. Now you can pop leg weights on if you'd like more of a challenge, or keep them off if you've already had enough of a challenge. So we're going to do single leg circles. It's all about working from your inner thigh and using the abdominals to keep your pelvis stable. So to reposition on that. So make sure that you keep your knee up straight and your circle, or more like a capital D, will be below the level of your bent knee. Make sure that you have your natural curve and that your hip bones are level. You're not leaning off to one side. So you'll have your right thumb underneath the buttock and start with your knees level. Okay, your left foot strongly flexed and turned out. Fingers of the left hand pressed into that inner thigh, so you can connect that muscle, you can feel that muscle working. Take the leg down, semicircle around and up. So if you're drawing a capital D on your front wall, lock your knee out completely straight. Helen, is that knee locked straight? Well done. Keep that circle below the level of the bent knee. Keep your bent knee still, don't let it flop out. Keep your movement nice and strong. The larger, the fatter your capital D, the more challenging the exercise. Use those abdominals to keep your pelvis stable. Now reverse. Check again that that knee is locked completely straight and that your pelvis is square and stable. Breathe out to lower, deep breath in to raise. Keep your chin tucked in and be aware of having your natural curve. Don't flatten your back onto the floor. Unless you're getting pain into the back, then you can flatten your back. Lock that knee out completely straight. Make your circle from your hip joint. One more. And change legs. So when you change legs, once again, just checking that your pelvis is square and stable. You're not starting in a tilted position. So knees are level, foot is flexed and turned up, knee is straight. So capital D on your front wall. A nice strong movement, as if you had a paintbrush on your heel, and you're drawing that D on the front wall. Tuck your chin in and relax your shoulder blades onto the floor. No hunching with your shoulders. Breathing out to lower, deep breath in to lift. One more. Now reverse your capital D. Maureen, did I get the 10 right? Maureen's my good counter. Keep lengthening out through your heel. Keep the knee locked straight. Keep the bent knee still. Be lining to keep your pelvis stable. One more. And give those knees a little hug into your chest. And we're going to be, while we've still got those leg weights on, we're going to be over onto our sides. Find a bit of fun, the hot potato. So with the hot potato, we're going to be going fast. So you need to squeeze your core to keep your pelvis stable. While upper body in a straight line, your palm is facing up and the legs are slightly forwards from your torso. Hips are vertically stacked and both knees are locked straight. Your top foot, toes are up towards the ceiling. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in front and behind. Make sure that you're not rocking about with that pelvis. Tap with your heel when that leg goes behind. No rolling over backwards. All right, so squeeze your core, maintain that tuck with the pelvis. Your lower back should be flattened. 5 in the front, nice strong movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, point and behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, point. 1, 2, 3, 4, point behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, point. Squeeze your core. 1, 2, 3, point. 1, 2, 3, point. 1, 2, point. 1, 2, point. 1 point. 1 point and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, point. 1, 2, 3, 4, point. 1, 2, 3, 4, point. Knees straight. 1, 2, 3. Is that right? Point. 1, 2, 3, point. 1, 2, point. 1, 2, point. 1 point. 1 point. Now keep that going. Forwards, point. Back, point. Faster. Forwards, point. Back, point. Forwards, point. Back, point. Faster, Carol. Forwards, point. Back, point. Forwards, point. Back, point. and release it gently. Well done. And other side. So make sure that you're squeezing the core, keeping your pelvis stable and your knees stay locked straight. Hold upper body in a nice straight line. Those legs are forwards from your torso and foot strongly turned to the ceiling. 5 in the front, no hunching with your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, point. 1, 2, 3, 4, point. 1, 2, 3, 4, point. 1, 2, 3, point. 1, 2, 3, point. 1, 2, point. 1, 2, point. 1, point. 1, point, and again, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, point, faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, point, squeeze your core. 1, 2, 3, 4, point. 1, 2, 3, 4, point. 1, 2, 3, point. 1, 2, 3, point. 1, 2, point. 1, 2, point. 1, point. 1, point, keep it going. Forwards, point. Backwards, point, faster, forwards, point, backwards, point, forwards, point, back, point, forwards, point, back, point, forwards, point, back, point, and release it gently. Well done. Just give those buttocks a quick stretch out. Cross your knees over close. Hold in front of that far knee. Squeeze your knees to the chest. If this is not suitable, do your normal wide knee one. Put those thighs in close, far knee, more or less in line with your nose. And changing sides. Cross your knees close. Hug your thighs towards your chest. Keep your chin tucked in, neck long. And easing out of that. And we will sit up. Now you can keep your leg weights on for some of those back strengthening ones, or you can take them off and use them in your hands. So first of all, we'll just do the wide knee stretch. So with the straight back, just hinging forwards. If you have got a cushion, you can sit on top of that cushion. If you're finding this one hard, make sure that you're tipping forwards from your pelvis. So just within your limits with a nice straight back. Squeeze the core and uncurl. Sitting cross-legged, you'll twist for your upper back. So hand on your knee, twist your shoulders square on towards the side wall, grow taller, and just relax a little further into that twist on your breakout. And across to the other side. And easing out of that. Okay, so for the first one, I'm going to keep my leg weights on. And I also hold some in my hand. We're going to lift through the chest. So with the leg weights on, you're usually able to lift a little bit higher. So palms are facing inwards. Concentrate on the back of the arms, triceps, upper back, and lower back. And if your back is sore, just lifting as high up as you comfortably can. Keep the lift small and subtle. So look down towards the floor, head comes along for the ride. Lift your arms higher than your torso, pinch your shoulder blades, and release it down. Deep breath in to lift, breathing out to lower. Lift your arms higher than your torso. Make sure that you're pinching your shoulder blades. Breathing in as you raise and breathing out as you lower. Lift your arms higher than your torso. Pinch into that upper back, squeezing your shoulder blades. Breathe in as you raise, breathing out as you lower. Release it gently. Okay. Now squeezing the buttocks to lift both thighs off the floor. If that's too much for you, just alternate just with the legs. Forehead is resting on the hands. Squeeze your core. Draw those abdominals away from the floor. Don't hunch with your shoulders. Keep them pressed away from your ears. Squeeze the buttocks. Breathe in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Squeeze your core so that your back is supported. Breathing in as you raise, out to lower. And one more. Release it down gently. Now we're going to have the arms in that wide position. So out at a 45-degree angle with your thumbs facing up, and you'll lift from the upper half of the body. Make sure that your feet stay on the floor. So deep breath in to lift, breathing out to lower. If that's too much, just go back to a diamond press. Glue that diamond shape onto your forehead. Keep your lift small and subtle. Otherwise, in that wide position with straight elbows, breathing in to lift, breathing out to lower. Thumbs are facing up and lift your torso up off the floor. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, no hunching. And lift the hands up towards the ceiling. Don't pull upwards with your neck. Head comes along for the ride. One more. Release with control. We're going to do Pilates breaststroke. First of all, we'll just do the legs. Feet are flexed and turned out, and get your heels squeezing in towards each other. If it's too much with your leg weights, take them off now. So squeeze your core. Remember, you can always put that folded towel or cushion in underneath your stomach to better support your back. Trish, probably having the cushion's a good idea. So a blast breath out. Think of working the buttocks, the inner thighs, core, and pelvic floor. Keep your knees locked nice and straight. Your thighs should be lifting off the floor. A blast breath out with each squeeze. Release with control. Now with the next one, you can move the arms as well. You keep the arms straight and you sweep them, squeezing imaginary oranges in underneath the armpits. So just moving the arms if you would like more of a challenge. So still that last breath out with each squeeze of your heels. Looking down towards the floor, neck is in line with the rest of the spine. Last breath out. Buttocks tight, squeezing in from your inner thighs. Have a short rest. And another set when you're ready. Ready, getting those buttocks working. Knees are nice and straight. Keep squeezing in from the inner thighs, squeezing core and pelvic floor. Release with control. Back extensions, think of flexibility into your lower back. So hands are next to your shoulders. Make sure that your legs are wide. Onto your forearms, onto your hands. Keep soft elbows, shoulders away from your ears. Back onto your elbows and down. Remember, if you tighten through the back, take your hands a little further forwards so that you get less arch into the back, and then you relax your elbows out to the side. Now hunching with those shoulders, keep them away from your ears. So just gradually nudging yourself higher if your back is sore. So remembering it is a little cooler now in the mornings. So sometimes you can't go quite as high as you first would. So you do stiffen up a little in the cold. Breathing in to lift and breathing out to lower. Pushing up, bend your elbows, stop just before the floor. Keep your chest lifted, elbows are as low to the floor as they can be without touching. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Keep squeezing your core, draw those abdominals in, you can do it. Release down with control and into rest position. So feet together, knees wide, and sink your chest low. Keeping the buttocks on the heels. Walk your torso around to the right hand side. And you come around as far as you can, reach out with the left hand. Deep breaths into the armpits. And across to the left hand side, reaching out with your right hand. And bring it back to the center. Okay. And just when you thought the chair had been packed away for good, we're going to do tricep dips. But if you do have your shoulders, I'll show you that alternative tricep one. Okay. So, if the tricep dips are too much for you, you'll manage to chop my head off. Tuck your elbows, so elbows are back behind you, tummy in, tailbone down, reach those arms back, pinch your shoulder blades, straighten them completely, hold, 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 and then bending. Lock those elbows out straight, and then bend. That's an alternative to your tricep dips, concentrating on the back of the arm. So as you do straighten those elbows. Otherwise, the chair comes in for its fine on appearance, and the tricep dips. So you can have your hands around the side of the chair or the front of the chair. Keep your torso nice and upright. Pinch your shoulder blades. Make sure that you're not doing this. Your torso is in a straight line. Take the body straight down. Pinch your shoulder blades. Push yourself straight up. Now, you can do a smaller dip down to make it easier. Otherwise, try to get your elbow at the line of your shoulder. Push yourself up. Pinch your shoulder blades. So torso stays upright, shoulders stay back. Breathe out to lower, deep breath in to push up. Trying to push through your hands as much as possible and not just pushing through the legs to bring yourself up. Pinch your shoulder blades, squeeze your core, keep that torso nice and upright. Breathing out to lower, deep breath in to push up, trying to take as much weight through your arms as you can. Push yourself up. Breathe out to lower, deep breath in to push up. Keep those shoulder blades pinched, keep those shoulders back, no rolling forwards. Are we having fun yet? Last one. Up and take a seat. Give those wrists a little shake. And you've worked so hard, you've got some meditation. You can pop your legs up on the chair if you would like to, or you can lie flat or pop your legs up on the wall, whichever one you prefer. So we've done exercise for the body. The meditation is a little bit like exercise or self-discipline for the mind. And it can help with pain relief. So making yourself comfortable. You can pop a towel over you if you're cooling down a little. You're putting that fan off. If you do lie flat on the floor, remember to lift up and lengthen out into your lower back. So getting ready, closing your eyes, and place your hands onto your stomach. Relax your stomach muscles, relax through the tummy. You're going to be breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. You're going to be breathing in for a count of 5 and out for 5. As you breathe in, let the tummy rise. Bring the breath into the rib cage. Rib cage expands sideways. Bring the breath right up to your collarbones. On your breath out, relax through your collarbones. Relax through your chest. And gently pulling your tummy in. So notice how your hands rise as your tummy rises. Breath comes into the rib cage and right up to the collarbones. On your breath out, relaxing through the collarbones, relaxing through the chest, and gently pulling the tummy in. So the hands are on the tummy to remind you to breathe into the tummy. So your tummy should rise as you breathe in, keeping those tummy muscles relaxed. Now you can let the arms flop out to the sides. So nice, deep, slow, rhythmical breaths. Now bring your attention to your feet. Flex your feet strongly and curl your toes in as tight as possible, as if you're holding a pencil in your toes. And relax through the toes. Point your feet as hard as possible. Curl your toes in. Feel those muscles in the arch of your foot. And then relax and give your ankles a large circle in one direction and reverse direction. And relax your feet. Lock your knees out completely straight. You can flex the feet as well. So feel the tension in your thighs and the tension in your calves. Straighten them both equally. And then relax through the legs. Relax your calves. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs. Squeeze the buttocks tight as possible. Feel those muscles contracting. And then relax through buttocks. Pull tummy and pelvic floor in and press your lower back flat onto the floor. Hold it there. And then relax the tummy, relax through your lower back. Press your shoulders and shoulder blades and upper back into the floor and hold it there. and relax into your upper back. Make a strong fist. Curl your fingers in, including your thumbs, as tight as possible. Now spread your fingers out wide. Take your thumbs especially out wide. Feel that tension through into the palm of the hand. Then relax. Give your wrists a big circle. And reverse direction. Relax. Lock your elbows out completely straight. So feel the muscles in the forearms contract, feel your biceps and your triceps. And relax through the arms. Relax your fingers and your wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm. Now bring your shoulders right up to your ears. And relax your shoulders away from your ears. Turn the head to the right hand side. Hold it there for a couple of breaths. And across to the left hand side. And back to the center. Tuck your chin in, flatten through the curve of the neck, pressing the back of the head into the floor. And relax through the neck. Bring your attention to your head. Relax your scalp. Relax your forehead and your eyebrows and your temples, your cheeks, your jaw, and relax your tongue loosely on the roof of the mouth. Bring your attention back to your breathing. Try and lengthen the breath out. See if you can breathe in for 5 and out for a count of 8. Slow that expiration down. So as you breathe in through the tummy, through the rib cage, right up to the collarbones, and then a long, slow breath out, relaxing through the collarbones, relaxing through the chest, gently pulling the tummy in. Keep that deep, slow, rhythmical breath flowing. Notice the coolness of the breath as you breathe in and the warmth of the breath on your breath out. With your next breath out, open your mouth and sigh the breath out. And again, in through the nose, and a long, slow sigh out through a relaxed mouth. Wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. And slowly rolling over onto the side. And bringing yourself into sitting cross-legged. Hands on the floor, sitting up tall, and relax your ear towards your shoulder. Keep your shoulders level Now just turning a little quarter turn, and then turn to take your chin towards your armpit. You can use your hand to gently pull on the head. Easing out of that to the other side. Drop ear to shoulder, keep your shoulders level, chin gently in. Just a quarter turn. And take your chin towards your armpit and a gentle pull. And release. Clasp your hands, lift those arms up as high up behind you as you can. And release. Relax your shoulders. Remember your principles of good posture, walk tall, and enjoy your week. Have a great day. Well done.